Hi, greetings for the day and welcome to our learning journey. This is Divya Madhukar, your Montessori coach and early childhood educator. In today's segment, I'm going to be beginning with a new chapter and it's called Early Childhood Language. We can sometimes also refer to this as early childhood language development also. Before we get started with this lesson, I wanted all of you to get an understanding and the difference between communication and speech because every time that we talk about language, it's more about communicating, it's more about the speech, it's more about the language that we use. Okay, and more importantly, since the children are the very early years are grasping everything, it's more important that we get an understanding and getting to know the differences of all of this. Okay, so let me give you a quick difference between communication and language. So, what's communication? See, all of us have thoughts, feelings, and emotions, isn't it? When you want to interchange these thoughts, feelings, and emotions, that becomes your communication. Say, for example, if I am not okay, if I'm not feeling okay today, I can be quiet. The people around me who know me very well, they understand if Divya is quiet, she's not feeling okay. Okay, so that means there was an interchange of my feelings or my thoughts or my emotions with the other person. I necessarily need not talk and communicate. Okay, so that means communication can have different mediums or different platforms or different ways to interchange what I am feeling, what are my thoughts about, what are my emotions about. Okay, so that's one way. Second is like, if I'm angry, I might do a lot of work or I might start eating more. Or some people have the habit of screaming, or some people might bang the door. Okay, so I'm just giving you this instances about the emotion, the feeling, the thoughts. Okay, what creates that particular thoughts? So when you have all good thoughts, your feelings will be different, your emotions will be different. When you have all negative thoughts, you will feel negative and your emotions can also be reflecting the same way. Okay, so it's about the interchange of all of this combined together. That's the communication. So when I'm angry, I might be quiet. That's one way to communicate your anger. Or I might can become violent enough. I can throw things. So that's how you tend to behave. So communication is all about interchanging your thoughts, feelings, and emotions. But what if somebody asks me, Divya, what happened? That is when I say I am not feeling okay today because I had a very bad day, or I began my day really bad, or it's really like whatever could be the reason that you wanted to tell. You expressed your thoughts, you expressed how are you feeling at that particular moment, you expressed your emotion. The moment that you start expressing your thoughts, your feelings, and emotions through words, you got to be talking at that particular time. When you start talking, when you are expressing, that becomes your speech. So please remember, communication is different, speech is different. They are not the same, but more people understand that they are same. Let me give you another example. Did you understand? No? Let me give you a quick example. Now, say, for example, when the baby is born and the baby is hungry, okay, uh, the baby wants everybody to know around him that he is hungry and he needs milk or he needs some food. How do you think the baby will communicate? Do you think the baby will still communicate that he is hungry? Yes, he will definitely communicate. How could he do that? He'll start crying. And do you think that you will understand? Yes, those who take care of the baby, they will be able to understand what that cry meant. They will be able to understand, oh, my baby is crying because he's hungry, or she's hungry, or she's got some kind of a discomfort, or this is painful, or it's time to change the nappy. They understand what the cry actually means. So did the baby talk? Did the baby speak? No, there was no speech, but there was a communication. The baby communicated by crying that he is hungry. There was no speech. Now, did you get the difference? That communication is different than the speech. Okay, so that was more important for all of us. So, today in this particular segment or in this lesson, I'm going to be helping all of you to work on particular goals, which is going to help you differentiate between communication and speech. So, before that, we got to be setting certain goals. Let's see what are the goals are. The first goal that I want all of you to work on is to identify the common forms of communication. Okay, I want each one of you all to think over, how did you communicate to your newborn, or when there's an infant? Okay, did you communicate, or did you just keep quiet thinking that the baby will not understand the language, so I can be quiet? Did you do that? I don't think nobody would have done this. You would have definitely communicated to the baby, and the baby would also receive your communication. He would have responded back either through a smile or through a gesture, or by, like, like wiggling, or like turning around his arms, or like patting his leg, hands and legs, or movement. With some subtle movement, the baby would have also communicated to you back. Now, what could be the different common forms of communication apart from speech? Sorry. Okay, so I want all of you to understand. One more. Okay. Take a look at this particular picture. The picture or the statement says very strongly, talk to me, I'm listening. And we all do that, isn't it? We keep talking to the child, and the child keeps listening to all of us. So, is it a communication or is it a speech? Now you get the difference? Yes. So, let's see some of the goals which is going to help you when you're trying to deep dive and understand what's communication and what's speech. Okay, when we start marking upon these particular points, it becomes much more clear to all of us. Let's see the first one. Let's identify the common forms of communication and explain which are the most useful ones. For example, when I have a baby or an infant in front of me, do I communicate with the baby? We do that. What is the general form of communication? You could sing, you could dance, you could wiggle your baby, you could even simply talk to your child, or you could just gently stare at your child. You could make funny faces. Okay? There could be different forms, but you're still communicating with the child. And every possible communication that you had was all linked to your thoughts. It was linked to your feelings. It was linked to your emotions. When your thoughts are positive, when your thoughts are like lovable, you're liking the baby so much, only then your feelings will be nice about the baby. The emotions will be really good about the baby. What if you didn't like the baby right from the day one? Every time you see the child, you'll be like, oh my God, this baby is again a nagging one. I don't like her. I don't like him. So your thoughts are different. Can you see the differences? There are positive thoughts, there are negative thoughts. And every thought that actually comes to your mind is reflecting, it's a replica of your feelings, your emotions. And that is what is going to come back. Okay, so please identify the common forms of communication and please list it down. If you have a notebook or a piece of paper, please list it down. The different forms of communication and explain it to me which are the most useful ones. If you're a young mother, you will be able to experience it even more better. Okay, please list it down and tell me. The second goal I want all of you to work upon is about the pre speech forms for the communication. What are the different pre speeches that you can actually communicate? Say, for example, the pre speech could be like singing or dancing, it could be like, gestures, it could be reading a book or anything. But you still use that for communicating to your child, or you just gently stare at them. What are the different pre speech forms for the communication? Please list it down. The third thing is like the child might have different words to talk. The child might know different medium to communicate. But sometimes the child would not even wish to talk or wish to speak. That's more important. You have to help the child master the skill so that he is able to speak. Okay, although the words like speech and communication are often used for the same thing or they meant for the same thing, but they are totally different, isn't it? So even though they are correlated with each other, how do you help your child master speaking skills? So these should be your major three goals. Okay, only when these three goals are strongly set, you understand the difference between your communication, different forms of communication, different forms of pre speeches that you're going to be using it, and you're going to help the child master the skill of talking. Only then your communication and speech will go hand in hand. That is when it goes hand in hand, wherein the child will be able to deliver or express or talk about his thoughts, his feelings, and emotions, and he can communicate better with the speech. Okay? And speech can be supported by language. How do we speak? We need to take the support of a language. I can talk in English, I can talk in Hindi, I can talk in Urdu, I can talk in Tamil, I can talk in Telugu, different languages, but it's all related to speech. And every language can have scripts, isn't it? When I'm talking by combining different words, that becomes my speech. When I deliver that sentence, that becomes my speech. Whatever I'm talking is based upon my thoughts, is based upon my feelings, it's based upon the emotion at that particular time. If I'm feeling good, only good words I speak. I'm feeling bad, I speak everything bad, or I speak everything negative, isn't it? So, this has to be the three goals that you're going to be setting it up very, very strongly. And you would list all of them. And that's going to be helping you and make it very, very simple for you to understand this particular lessons. Okay, so in this lesson, we will be talking more about different forms of communication, different forms of speeches that's going to help the child develop and master the early language. And that's going to help him develop the early language. And we, as facilitators and teachers, will have to be guiding through the child and making him understand the differences of all of that, thereby helping him master the words so that he could use the speech as the medium to communicate fluently. Okay, so that was for today's segment. I'll see you soon. Thank you so much. And this post was brought to you by Trent Brent Free School in association with International Montessori Teacher Training Institute. I'll see you soon in my next sessions. Until then, it's Divya signing off. God bless. Take care.